everyone, welcome back to the Mr. Halloween dude, and in today's video I'm going to be doing an unboxing, setup, and demo of the Canadian exclusive Home Depot 2025 Neon Jack-in-the-Box Clown. So this is genuinely the most excited I've ever been for a prop. This thing is probably one of the best clown props of all time. So I had to get this thing imported from Canada, which unless you I will not live without this thing, which is pretty much me. I would not recommend doing that because this thing was expensive. Shipping itself was over $100. So yeah, I'm gonna open it up. You can see that it says repackaged from DHL on there, so I'm assuming, this thing obviously got searched by customs. Everything does when it enters the US. So yeah, it might not be packed the exact same as when you first get it. So yeah, let's cut it open, see what we got. So yeah, this thing is super awesome. He might come to the US. I talked to some Home Depot employees. They said not till next year, and I physically just couldn't wait. And it's not confirmed if he's coming next year. He could still be coming this year. Here are his instructions, fully printed. This is made by SCI. Here's his base. Nice, actually thick welds. Oh my goodness. These are actually great welding on here. That is very nice. Pretty decent sized base. His box is actually very small, which is pretty cool. His shoes. Different shoe sculpt. I think they're the same as Heckle's. Let's separate them. Here they are. They're thin plastic, but they have a matte texture to them. They're a little bit thicker than normal. Yeah, two shoes. Let's see. Next we have some leg pulls. This thing is extremely hunched over. Look at these pulls. First of all, very thick reinforcements. But he is if this thing was standing fully up, he'd be 8 foot tall. Look how curved his leg pulls are. Next, we have his crank. This will connect to a motor, and it'll spin. The Jack-in-the-Box has a cut up in there. Nice hard plastic. Next we have a leg foam. Just some leg foam. Another piece of leg foam. Some cardboard just for material. Then we have his controls. Yet again, so this is 3 poles connecting this. Very interesting. You can see two actually thicker than normal circle poles, and then a square pole in the middle, and then 2 circle ones. So this thing is going to be an interesting mechanism. I think I'm going to have to take the head out next. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Oh my god. This thing is huge. Okay, let's go get a closer look at this thing. Here it is. So this guy's head is huge because he's supposed to kind of look like a bobblehead type thing. His hair is all over the place. I have some hairspray. I'll definitely need to adjust that for sure. You can see he has fully plastic head, lights in the eyes, and then his mouth moves. This is the cloth that will extend down when his head pops up, and then it connects at a square pole. I'll show you guys that. You see a square pole connector right here. But yeah, this thing looks super, super good. I'm very, very happy with this. Just by looking at it, I can tell that hair is going to be pretty hard to style, so I'll have to see what I can do. But yeah, and this thing is all black light reactive, and he actually has a black light in the back of the Jack-in-the-Box. Some clothing, actually decently thick, pretty nice. There we go, there's actually some weathering on the collar there. Next, I think I'll take out his Jack-in-the-Box, which is a very, very neat piece. This thing, first of all, has some weight to it. It has 4 little LED black lights in there. There's the motor in here that spins it. I can tell this thing is going to have some thick arm pulls just because this has some girth to it. There's a motor inside there, and this is blocked off by plastic. But yeah, very cool. Some just cardboard packing materials. And here is the pop-up neck. You can see the shoulder frame just got a little bit dented in and moved around. I'll fix that real quick. There we go. This is nice material, some back framing there just so no clothing gets caught. Very, very nice. This will connect with the square pole there, and his head will shoot off. And his last box with some arms. I'm going to move this big box out of the way. Now let's cut this open, see what's in here. Yeah, so just how I expect it looks like some arm mechanism, or some arms. So we have some things coming out on one. He has a back frame just to make sure he's all filled out, and with that really hunched over thing, it makes sense. Now here's the arm. Oh my goodness. Here, let's get a closer look at this. Look how thick this metal is. Great welding, some very, very, very thick metal on there. And his other arm, which is something similar as you would see on Bobby Strings, what happens is as it moves, he rotates the arm realistically. Then we have his adapter. And finally, his hip loop. So yeah, I'm going to get right into the setup. Okay, so your first step is going to be to place the base down. What you're going to go do is take both poles, and you're going to do the same thing with both of them, and snap lock them over there. These are very thick poles. Make sure to line up the snap locks correctly. They are different, I found out, but yeah, you're just going to need to make sure to do the same with both correct poles. Snap lock that right on there. And what you're going to go ahead and do is get both shoes, slide them over. They are the same. Then I'll just go over those little notches to keep them from sliding anywhere. Do the same thing with the other shoe. Just like that, looking good. I went ahead and did this off camera, but you're just going to go ahead and slide the leg foam over. Then I'm going to do this next step off camera. You're going to take the costume, slide both pant legs over the assembly, and make sure both of the poles are exposed at the top. Then you're going to get this piece and line it up with these snap locks right here. This will be tricky to do on camera, so I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera real quick. Then what I did is attach the hip hoop. It comes with a cotter pin. Just put that right on there. Keeps it secure. And this thing is super hunched over. It goes right up about, it's taller than my torso already, and I'm about 6 foot. So just with how hunched over this guy is, it's gonna be insane, especially when the head shoots off. He's gonna be really tall. This is something different that's never been seen on an animatronic. These poles are thin. What you're gonna do is slide these thin poles to the two thin ones. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera real quick. Oh, never mind, I didn't need to. So you're gonna do that. Then you're gonna connect this snap lock of the square pole right there. I'm gonna try to explain this a little bit better. These thin poles don't like snap lock or anything. This is the main connection. However, these still provide a bunch of extra support for him. He's actually pretty stable. So I think next what I'm gonna do is pull the costume up over the assembly. There's one last step I did before I slide the clothing over. I connected his back bracket, and it has a cotter pin, just so it'll stay in place. Now I'm gonna go ahead and slide the clothes over. There we go. He's looking pretty good. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and connect both arms. You'll see that this one is limp. That's just because it's obviously not connected to the crank yet. Also, make sure to connect the wires to the ones in the control box. What I went ahead and did is connected his box. Let me pick this up real quick. I connected his box, connected the wires, put the cotter pin through, and then what I'm gonna do is connect this onto here. There's a mini snap lock on there, so I'll go ahead and do that. There we go. That's all connected. His arm kind of wanted to move that way at first, so I had to kind of bend it out a little bit, which is strange. But yeah, I think next step is going to be actually connecting the head. Okay, so the last step I'm gonna do off camera. I'm just gonna go ahead and run these wires down, and then Velcro this on. There's like a Velcro down there. There's a Velcro on this, and then yeah, connect the adapter, adjust everything, and then yeah, he'll be good to go. So let's get right in to a demo.
Hello there, folks. You want to see something really cool? Well, do ya? It'll blow your mind. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Calm down there, buddy. My little monster friend here wants a bite to eat, but don't get too close, or he might just bite. Whoa! Never mind, I'm the one who bites. I just love playing with fun Halloween toys. They always give me such a fright. Let's see what happens here. Whoa! Ah! Didn't expect that one. That toy is broken. Welcome, welcome. For my next act, make sure not to lose your head over it. I promise I won't. Just one more second and... I guess I lost my head over it. Get it? I just love this part of the song. Always makes me giggle. But wait, my favorite part is coming up. Whoa! That part never gets old.
Okay, so there you have it. The Home Depot Halloween Canada exclusive 2025 neon Jack-in-the-Box clown. This guy is really, really cool. I'm going to start off with my cons on him, though. So, I think my biggest con is that he's not in the U.S. Now, there is definitely still hope for him to come to the U.S. this year, but I think it's more likely he'll come next year, just as seeing his page is not up on the site, and I've talked to Home Depot employees. They said that they do not have his stock in the system, so I would say if he comes to the U.S., it would be next year. Now, I would not recommend importing him in just because for how much I had to pay for this thing, he's not worth it. However, if you live in Canada or he does come into the U.S., I think he's definitely worth it. In Canada, he's about $200 U.S., and I'm assuming that'll be the price he'll come for in the U.S., which is definitely worth it for this guy. Definitely, though, my biggest con is when I first got this guy, he was not working. The relay switch that this guy uses is this really thin, flimsy metal relay switch that can get bent around very easily, and it got bent to where it thought it was already reset, so it would not retract. I had to open it up and mess with that to get him to fully work, which sucked just because I would have preferred to have had him working from the start. But yet again, considering I had to get him shipped from Canada, could have just been something that had gotten knocked around in shipping. I definitely think another con is his hair. I know a lot of people in the comments are going to be like, style his hair with hairspray. I did. I put like half a bottle of hairspray on there. It just does not want to stay with the violent movement, which is okay. I think he still looks fine. Now, getting into all of this guy's pros, definitely just his whole idea. Definitely one of my favorite clowns I own. He's super cool, very unique color schemes, lots of lighting, lots of movement. Overall, I really like him. He just has lots of great quality, great welds, great mechanisms, and then he has lots of lights. There are actually lights in his hair, along with black lights in his Jack-in-the-Box, and then, of course, the 2 white light-up eyes. Overall, though, I really love this guy, and I think if he's something that you really, really, really want to get and do not want to miss out on, you could import him. But overall, I spent like $400 on this thing in total, which is not worth it for him, like I said. But in general, he's a really cool prop. Like I said, not worth it for the $400 price tag. But yeah, I really like him. Please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps out the channel a lot. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.